Darryn Peterson just dropped 28 points in his first professional game. 4 threes, 2 blocks, a game winner in overtime. Utah Jazz fans are already measuring him for a max contract, and he hasn't even made his regular season debut. But here's the question nobody in Salt Lake wants to ask out loud. What happens to the two guys who are supposed to be the future the moment the new guy looks better than both of them combined? Because Ace Bailey just watched this happen from the bench with a bag of ice on his back. And Keyonte George, he wasn't even in the building. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Real Sports Pulse. If you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe so I can continue to bring you the updates that you're looking for. Today, we're going to be talking about the Utah Jazz, specifically the quiet tension building inside a young core that, on paper, should be one of the most exciting groups in the league. Darryn Peterson, Ace Bailey, Keyonte George. 3 guys who all need the ball. 3 guys who all think they're the guy, and only one basketball. Let me set the scene for y'all. Saturday, John M. Huntsman Center, Salt Lake City Summer League. Darryn Peterson, the number 2 overall pick out of Kansas, steps on the NBA court for the first time since March. 27 minutes, 28 points, 11 of 21 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks. He got a chase down block in the first quarter. He hit a James Harden step back 3 in the third, and he iced the game in overtime. Now yes, 8 turnovers. Yes, it's Summer League against G League level competition. We're not pretending this is the finals. But that stat line on that stage with that much pressure, that's not a prospect finding his footing. That's a guy announcing himself. And here's the part that should make Jazz fans nervous instead of excited. The same night, the guy he's supposedly going to share a backcourt with, Ace Bailey, left the game early with back spasms after a quiet 10 points. 10 and 6 in 28 minutes, then gone. Symbolism? Maybe. Coincidence? Also maybe. But content doesn't care about maybe. Content cares about the split screen. Let's be fair to Bailey first, because the noise around him has already started and most of it is unearned. He was a number 5 pick a year ago, all rookie second team, a legitimate long-term building block. That's not me being nice. That's the Jazz's own front office language about him. He is not going anywhere. Nobody in that front office is panicking about Ace Bailey. But here's the uncomfortable truth about the NBA that fans hate hearing. Usage doesn't care about draft slot. Bailey built his rookie year as a scoring wing who needs touches to be effective. Peterson is also a scoring guard who needs touches to be effective. Cody Williams, who dropped 17 in the same Summer League game, is also a wing who wants shots. That's 3 perimeter players who all profile the same way. Shoot first, ball dominant, still figuring out how to play without it. So when people ask, is Ace Bailey threatened? Wrong question. The right question is, does Will Hardy have enough basketballs to go around? Because right now, he doesn't. Now let's talk about the guy who wasn't even on the floor Saturday, because his situation might be the most interesting of the 3. Keyonte George has been the incumbent, the starting point guard, the guy who, alongside Isaiah Collier last season, actually looked like part of Utah's long-term answer in the backcourt. Then the Jazz turn around and use the number 2 pick on another lead guard. Think about how that reads from George's chair. You don't draft a guy who profiles as a primary ball handler that high to have him come off the bench forever. Now, the popular take floating around is that Peterson slides next to George off the ball in a 2-guard look similar to what Utah already ran with George and Collier. Clean story. Everybody's happy. But that only works if Peterson is fine playing off ball long term. And the guy who just used 4 dribble moves and a step back 3 to torch Summer League doesn't look like he wants to spend his career standing in the corner. So no, Keyonte George isn't getting benched tomorrow. But if Peterson keeps performing like this, the ball starts finding its way to his hands more and more, and George's job quietly shifts from the guy to the guy next to the guy. That's not a demotion on paper, it's a demotion in every way that matters. Here's where I'm going to push back on the entire premise of this video, including my own headline. Threatened implies scarcity. It implies these 3 guys are fighting over one spot in a rebuild that's going nowhere. That's not what's happening in Utah. This is a team that hasn't made the playoffs since 2022, sitting on assets, taking swings, letting talent pile up on purpose. The real story isn't jealousy in the locker room, it's the front office betting that talent creates its own hierarchy. That eventually the best 2 or 3 players just figure out how to fit, the way George and Collier did last year. Ace Bailey isn't threatened, Keyonte George isn't threatened. They're auditioning for roles that don't exist yet on a timeline nobody's told them. And that is a way more interesting story than rookie makes veteran mad. So here's my real prediction. By mid-season, one of these 3 is coming off the bench, and it might not be who you think. Drop your pick in the comments, Peterson, Bailey, or George. Who's the odd man out first? If you want the deep dive on how Will Hardy actually solves this logjam, put that in the comments below and I might just make that video soon. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on it. But that's all I've got for y'all today. As always, peace, love, and chicken grease. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.